Hey, Chris.
Hey, Sam. Hey, Greg.
Hey.
Can see you. Yay.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, so I have had this eye twitch on my right eye for about a couple of weeks now. Um, do you mind taking a look at that and what I can do?
What's your stress levels like these days?
Not too much,
Yeah.
just normal, not
Mo-
heightened.
Most times when there's like an eye twitch or like a little bit of an eye flutter, it's usually like up at the base of the skull, like C1, C2 area. There's
Uh,
something either being a little bit compressed or something a little bit out of alignment, but those two bones don't come out of alignment too easy. So a lot of times it's like pressure or tension in on that area, and so uh, something like I really like to do the vetiver at the base of the skull and all around that area. You could do that with putting marjoram like on the cervical spine, the bones in your neck. But really like work the vetiver along the base of the skull, and then that little indention area that's in the medulla, the center of the back of your skull, and then up on each side of that where muscles attach.
okay.
And that should actually start to relieve that. It might not happen overnight, but over a little bit of time, like if you unwind that, it, basically what you're treating is the thing they call the nuchal ligament, and it's not a ligament so much, it's just a plane of fascia. And what happens is it tightens up the neck and the shoulders, but will also like start to have like compression in the head and the face area. And so when you open that up, it just kind of opens everything up in the head and the neck. And like if you go to the back, like if you go to that indention, like it's an indention, and then there's like a little thing that protrudes out, like kind of like that. And if you go to the side where that protrusion is, you can almost feel like this little band that goes around the back of your head. And then when
Yeah.
you get to the behind the ears, there's a thing that's probably about the size of a nickel, like a little indention on each side. That actually
Back
can
of my
be
ear.
what's that?
Do you said at the back of my ear?
Yeah, like if you go to that indention in the back of your head, like you're kind of pushing on that, and then just kind of start to follow it around. If you feel like you feel this like little band that goes around the back of your head, and then as you follow it and you get close to the backside of your ear, like
Uh-huh.
kind of mid-ear, like even a little bit higher.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
you feel like there's a little indention about the size of a nickel.
Yes.
There, that is actually also can develop a trigger point as well, and that will also tighten up some of the nuchal ligament. So you can take the vetiver and just kind of dab it along, and then that little indention, really rub some vetiver in, and then just really kind of massage it a little bit. And a lot of times, taking the pressure off that will start to help to open up the breath. It'll take you a little bit out of like fight flight. It kind of helps to reset the involuntary part of the nervous system, but it will open up your head a bit. And so,
Oh, thank you.
yeah, that will probably take the twitch away.
I was doing
Yeah.
delicate regeneration on my eye, so it's the neck. It
It,
stems from.
it's like so like think of it like this. Like delicate regeneration was not a bad idea, but like you could even do it like on the back of your head. But think
Oh,
of it
okay.
like this. So like say this my finger here is like a nerve, like a neural pathway, like nerves going down wherever. So it's normal like this. And then if something starts to put a little bit of weight on it, like it starts to like affect the nerve, and the nerve starts to puff up. Like if I put pressure here, it'll start puffing up like as it keeps going down the pathway, right? And then a little bit more pressure, it will puff up a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more. And so the rule of thumb is when there's a moderate amount of pressure, it excites the nerve. So you get like twitches, like little like, and then it will kind of come and go. When there's a lot of pressure, the nerve goes to sleep, right? So when you see an area where there's like a little fluctuation or a little flutter or a little like hyper like it's excited, like hyperactivity in an area,
Uh-huh.
somewhere along that pathway is a nerve is being moderately compressed. And so with the head, the neck, the face, you just start unwinding like tension in the head. You know, we hold a lot at the base of the skull, and we hold a lot in our temples, also a lot in our jaws. And so if you unwind that, it will impact other areas. And so usually when you go through and you do that, it will usually unwind itself.
Wonderful. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
yeah, you're so welcome.